Tonight, from the ESPN campus in Bristol, everything being conducted from Studio E, doing everything virtually and in a safe manner. We've already had the first round taken care of. And now to take over in the second round, here is a Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, Mr. Mark Tatum.
Yeah, Mark! Here we go! Get him, Mark! Yeah! Good job, Mark! Here we go, Mark!
Hello. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the second round of the draft as we continue to welcome these young men into the NBA family. With the 31st pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Tyrell Terry from Stanford University.
There's Tyrell Terry. Jay just mentioned him a few moments ago as being one of the guys that perhaps could go right at the end of the first round, but now he gets an opportunity with the first pick of the second round going to the Dallas Mavericks. Let's take a look at the highlights of Tyrell Terry, brought to you by 1800 Tequila.
Well, Tyrell Terry can really shoot the basketball. It's what sets him apart. 41% from three. He can spot up and shot really an amazing 58% shooting off screens. He's got a good mid-range game. He can shoot it from there. He's a good passer, but really shooting's what sets him apart. He can find people. 62% as a finisher and has a really good basketball IQ. Defensively, he can jump passing lanes and be a little bit disruptive. But, man, his shooting ability, that's what got him drafted here.
Tyrell Terry going with the 31st overall pick. You know, before we started the draft tonight, Bobby Marks came out here and he gave me a stat. He said since 2000, 72% of the players taken in the second round either don't make the NBA or are barely in the rotation, meaning, you know, a 2-3 minute a game type guy. You get down to pick number 48 and that number goes up to 82. I don't say that to discourage the second round, but instead to say how important it is for front offices to mine those gems, those guys that we know that have been taken in the second round that have gone on a successful NBA career.
I mean, Dallas got Jalen Brunson a couple years ago, and he served a pivotal role, obviously, without injury this year and going into the bubble. But value picks in. Look, these are the guys that are the glue guys that come every single day and they can crack the rotation and really provide a huge benefit to your team.
Well, Draymond Green was a second-round pick. And, you've had guys that have gone undrafted, obviously, that have gone on, played in the NBA for a lot of years and been starters and all that stuff. So, there aren't that many spots available in the league.
Right.
So not all 60 guys that get drafted are going to be in the league next year. Some are going to be in the G League, some aren't going to make it. That's the way it is. But there are some valuable talents in this draft that can play in the league. Terry's one of them.
The thing about Isaiah Thomas out of Washington was the last player selected in the draft. And went on to a tremendous career. The Charlotte Hornets are on the clock right now. Second pick of the second round. Took LaMelo Ball earlier tonight. Let's see if they get to go with it.
With the 32nd pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Vernon Carey Jr. from Duke University.
All right, there's big Vernon Carey, freshman of the year in the ACC, his second-team All-American. He led all Division I freshmen with 10 games with 20 points and 10 rebounds. Now, his dad, look, Vernon's a big guy, although he's really trimmed up of late and gotten himself in great shape. His dad's a big fella, an offensive lineman for the Dolphins and the University of Miami. But the basketball spark comes from his maternal grandfather, who played college basketball.
I definitely paid tribute to my grandfather and just him introducing the game to me, definitely with my commitment to Duke. I chose today, December 6th, to announce my commitment because it means a lot to my family. On this day last year, I lost my grandfather, which was the man who introduced me to this game. My grandfather, Vincent Thomas Banks, definitely had a big impact on me just from him introducing the game of basketball to me when I was 9 and him being there for me. It was something that he played, so it definitely stuck with me.
So Vernon Carey Jr. Coach K said he's down to like 240, something like that, maybe a little less right now.
Well, he's a bull. I mean, he's a lefty interior scorer that has commanded double teams, and he's a very productive double-double guy. His offensive rebound rate is terrific, just about 40%. He goes to the glass on every shot, and he goes to glass on the defensive end as well. He can step away and knock down an open three. He's not necessarily a pick and pop big guy. Good second jump when he rebounds. He just needs to improve his perimeter defense and a little bit of his mobility to be able to operate out on the floor. But a very, very productive big guy.
You know what, JB? 5-6 years ago, it feels like he would have been a lottery pick. I mean, it's how much the game has just changed, the fluidity in that position, how you have to be so skillful. Not saying that Vernon isn't skillful, he's just more of a traditional big.
That's a good point. Like years ago, he would have been a first round. That's why it was a little bit surprising to see Udoka Azubuike go in the first round, because he's not all that mobile. And, you know, the idea is the game's gone away from players like him, too, but still he was a first round pick.
I think the struggles of Jahlil Okafor has kind of hurt Vernon Carey's stock.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, the Minnesota Timberwolves about to make a selection. A reminder, this pick will eventually wind up with the Knicks. Let's see what the selection is.
With the 33rd pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Daniel Oturu from the University of Minnesota.
So Daniel Oturu played at Minnesota, drafted by Minnesota, but the pick will be on the move, and he will be headed to the Knicks as he celebrates the selection in Minneapolis. Father of Minnesota senior Daniel Oturu is Francis Oturu. He was an elite table tennis player for the Nigerian national team. Francis is 5'5", but mom, Deborah, is 6'1". So that's where Daniel, who stands 6'9", gets his size from mom. He's got plenty of length and mobility.
Boy, talk about length, 7'3" wingspan, and very, very productive. 20 points a game, 11 rebounds. He blocks 2.5 shots per game and shoots over 55% from the floor. He was the only 20, 10, and 2 block player in the country. And really the last two guys to do that were Mike Sweetney of Georgetown and Tim Duncan of Wake Forest. So he's got really good feet, skilled big guy that can step away and face up, and just a very good offensive rebounder, and has really improved the last couple years under Richard Pitino.
Dad is 5'5", mom is 6'1".
Yeah, Dad was a
Give me
table
a chance.
tennis player.
Give me a chance. Okay, all right.
You're rooting?